Oh, and Adam Freeman.
There you are, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Monday Night Show. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Tonight is a night we always look forward to. The one, the only, Mr. Andrew Lessman is taking over the show for a 2-hour spectacular.
We're sharing the show. I'm not taking it over.
We're like co-hosts.
Yes.
Co-hosts.
We're sharing. We're sharing with everyone out there because the show is all about the questions and all the products that everyone has wanted me to talk about. So we have a special way we're going to go through the products based upon basically the lineup of the show is written by everyone out there. So it's everyone out there that's taken over the show tonight.
It is true. Andrew, literally, he was putting together the products based upon your wonderful questions. And Andrew, we have stepped forward into the 21st century. We now have an iPad on the Monday Night Show.
I was asked if you could be trusted with the iPad. and I said, I really can't answer that question.
We will soon discover.
Well, they have a special hand-holding device for you there. That's good. Little risk of falling.
We're not insured in case it does drop.
It's like an iPad mitten.
I'll get you one for Christmas.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to get started the best way we know how. And Andrew, that's with a quick overview. I love what you've put together because we start with Essential 1.
The most common question I'm asked is where to start. So we start with Essential 1, but before we talk about Essential 1, I wanted to just talk about some separate vitamins that sometimes folks choose to get extra amounts of. And then we'll talk about Essential 1 right after. So we're quickly going to talk about vitamin C, our special vitamin E, our special vitamin C as well, our B12 and vitamin D. So we're going to go over to the other set right next here and speak about those 4 separates. Then we'll come over here and talk about Essential 1 in depth. And I'm doing that because that's where people typically start with their multivitamin. It's the best place to start. It's the foundation of all nutrition. It's what defines healthy food, is being rich in vitamins, minerals, and say carotenoids as well, which our multivitamin provides carotenoids as well. But a lot of folks choose to start with a separate. They take separate vitamin C or separate vitamin D or separate vitamin E, which we have a special form of that, or it might be separate B complex with B12. Those are the 4 vitamins we tend to be deficient or insufficient in terms of overall population. So I figured we'd talk about each of those, and I think we'll start with vitamin C first.
This is great, and I think, you know, one of the things that we love to do is to really dig deep, go for a deep dive into vitamins, because Andrew, this is it. These are the essential components.
And one of the most common questions I was asked is, some people take vitamin C drinks or they take vitamin C tablets.
Right.
It causes sores in their mouth. It causes upset stomach. Will my product do that? Absolutely not. Our vitamin C is non-acidic. You can open the capsule, you can mix it with water, you can mix it with yogurt, you can mix it in a smoothie. It's non-acidic. It's the same pH as water. Our vitamin C is calcium ascorbate. We also blend it with naturally occurring bioflavonoids, which are natural protective factors that come along with vitamin C in nature. So in terms of vitamin C, all of the problems that tend to discourage folks from taking extra vitamin C, say if they're trying to support their immune system, and vitamin C is also very healthy for the skin and collagen synthesis, important when we're getting sun exposure over the summer. So our vitamin C delivers all the things you want without any problems.
One of the things we won't be doing a lot tonight is talking about pricing. Just know, as Andrew takes us through this on a guided tour, everything is still on special pricing until the end of this evening.
And this one, we should just mention, the pricing on this is crazy today. It's less than a dime a capsule for our special vitamin C. I think it ends up, it's almost half price. So our vitamin C is very special. We did that because our today's special the other day was our marine collagen peptides, and you can't make collagen without vitamin C, so this supports your own synthesis of collagen. But as you can see, it's about a dime a capsule for the most sophisticated vitamin C you're going to find out there.
And we'll talk a lot about the difference between Andrew's vitamins and other brands out there as well. But from vitamin C, I suppose, onward to vitamin E.
Vitamin E. And most people, they just buy vitamin E, not realizing that most of the vitamin E and multivitamins, most of the vitamin E they see at supermarkets or discount stores, it's synthetic. It's not natural. Then if it's natural, it's a form of vitamin E that's called, it's a form of vitamin E that's called alpha tocopherol. The predominant and protective form of vitamin E in nature is something called gamma tocopherol. But that's not the form that the supplement industry is focused on. The vitamin E production industry is focused on alpha tocopherol. Your body in nature would really direct you to take gamma tocopherol. Then there's other forms of vitamin E called tocotrienols. So our vitamin E is a blend of tocopherols and tocotrienols, and tocotrienols are even more protective than tocopherols. And so with ours, you're getting predominantly gamma tocopherol and gamma tocotrienol because they're more protective, followed by alpha and also beta and delta. So you get all 4 tocopherols, all 4 tocotrienols, focused on the gamma, which is the most protective. And unfortunately, this is not something you see in multivitamins and not something you see in typical vitamin E products.
So Andrew, with regards to taking a multivitamin versus taking these individually, how do you even talk about that?
Well, I always say you start with the multivitamin, because that's giving you a comprehensive cross-section of the vitamins and minerals that define, as I said, a healthy diet. But then if you want to take extra vitamin C for some reason, or extra vitamin D for some reason, and certainly with our Essential 1, we start with 2,000 IU of vitamin D. So that's a great start. The typical multivitamin starts at 400. So with 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 in our multivitamin, many folks who are normally taking separate vitamin D don't need to.
Right.
If you want to take a little bit more vitamin D, you can, and that's why one of our most popular separates is our vitamin D, which our vitamin D, you could get our vitamin D 1000 or vitamin D 2000. I'm not sure if we've switched the graphic yet. We're still on our graphic. Oh, we're still on the graphic for vitamin E. But so as we switch to, and these are just so you know they're available. These are products that we don't talk about normally very much on air. I haven't spoken about tocotrienols probably for years. Vitamin C very rarely. Vitamin D a little bit more frequently, only because vitamin D is truly recognized as an ingredient that if we're not supplementing it, there's a very high likelihood that we're deficient or insufficient. If you look at the research, that likelihood might be 80 to 100%.
Wow.
So vitamin D is something that frequently, when we do today's specials for, say, CoQ10, the last couple of years, we did an option with extra vitamin D. So what we've done is made it easy for folks, whether because of Essential 1 or multivitamin or because of CoQ10, you're already getting your vitamin D.
Well, we're going to go from this to vitamin B12, which is one I know a lot of you have a lot of questions about. Andrew, you can go to the mall now and see lots of these pop-up stores with vitamin B12 shots. Why is vitamin B12 important?
Well, obviously, vitamin B12 is very important. I just am astounded you get vitamin B12 shots at the shopping mall.
They're buzzing, Andrew. They're queuing out the door for it.
Wow. Well, vitamin B12, actually, vitamin B12 can be delivered properly without needing an injection. If you're currently getting injections for vitamin B12, you should show my vitamin B12 supplement to your doctor. The vitamin B12 in our vitamin B12 supplement is the same as the vitamin B12 in my multivitamin. It's the same as the vitamin B12 in our CoQ10. And our form of B12, first of all, it's natural coenzyme form. It's the kind of form that if you're getting an injection, it's the same form they would use. Ours uses methylcobalamin. And our methylcobalamin is unlike the cyanocobalamin that's typically found in all supplements, which actually liberates small amounts of cyanide as your body is using it. And plus, because of the nature of B12, it's a very large molecule, a very fragile molecule. It typically does not survive the stomach to be absorbed subsequently in the intestines. And that's why doctors frequently, and rightfully so, recommend a B12 injection. The research on the form of B12 that we use and the way we deliver it and we protect it from stomach acid, this B12 can deliver absorptive levels of B12, bioactive, bioavailable levels of B12. So it's very exciting. If you read the reviews on this product, that's something you'll frequently read, is that someone no longer required working with their doctor to get B12 injections because of the nature of the B12. And maybe folks just want to feel like they're doing something, and maybe it's for weight loss, maybe for energy, that the B12 shots are going to magically deliver one or the other. But certainly B vitamins are involved in energy production, involved in fat and various types of metabolism in the body, but they're not a magic weight loss cure.
So Andrew, what kind of frequency would I take a B12 vitamin? Is this something that now becomes daily in my routine?
Yes, you could take it daily. And part of the problem with B12, even if you deliver it perfectly as we do, the absorption of B12 is only about 1 or 2 or 3%. The typical B12 supplement loses much of its potency probably in the dosage form itself, and the form is unfortunately not going to survive to be absorbed in the body. And that's been demonstrated over years, but the clinical science is clear. If you deliver B12 properly, B12 can be absorbed orally. Unfortunately, It's expensive to do it properly,
Right.
so most everybody still chooses to deliver cyanocobalamin in an unprotected form. And by most everyone, I would say probably 99.9% of the multivitamins out there, and even if you looked at most of the B12 supplements in retail stores or B-complex supplements in retail stores, it uses cyanocobalamin and it doesn't protect it at all.
So I would ask you to certainly look into Andrew's B12. It's a really beloved product that has wonderful benefits. I've already broken the iPad, Andrew, so I'm going to leave it here for them to fix it.
Broken the iPad. See, I told you we could trust you with that stuff.
Clearly.
But also what I wanted to point out, all the products we just spoke about, including the essential one we're going to talk about now, they're all, if we walk over here, they're all designed to be small, easy to swallow capsules.
Right.
Unlike most vitamins that you see in stores that are manufactured by contract manufacturers, not manufactured by the company whose brand it actually is, we manufacture everything that you see. We do it with solar energy, so we do it environmentally responsibly. But at the same time, we do it being responsible to you that when you're going to take a multivitamin, any kind of dietary supplement, you're doing so because you're seeking benefits. Maybe your doctor recommended you do so, maybe just your own perception of your diet says it's sensible health insurance to get the nutrients that you need. But when you decide to seek those benefits, you shouldn't be embracing problems. And all of my products are specifically and entirely designed to deliver benefits and not to deliver any problems at all. That's the focus of all of our products, is to avoid the problems that typical multivitamins cause, because typical multivitamins, multiminerals, they're basically rocks. And I don't use that figuratively, I use that literally. If these products contain minerals and these minerals are compressed into a dense mass, what did you just create? You created a rock. So both literally and figuratively, they create rocks. We do not. All of my products, whether they're a powder or a liquid comes in a small, easy-to-swallow capsule. The powder is an ultrafine powder in a small, easy-to-swallow capsule, immediately available.
You know, one of the things that certainly as a host on HSN we learn not to do, because it's not advantageous to anyone, is to describe a product as the best. Because my opinion of something is different to your opinion of something, and not everything can be the best. This is the rare occasion where I always do say it. Andrew's vitamins, in my opinion, are the finest. And even if you've been taking a multivitamin for many, many years, and you see the adverts, you see the commercials, and we believe it's doing good for us, all I would ask is that you take your multivitamin and compare it to Andrew's. Because Andrew, that side by side, yours is the winner.
No, there's absolutely no comparison. If you simply look at purity, the typical multivitamin, we have a whole bunch here. And these are the leading multivitamins. They're all
It's a rainbow of colors.
And they're beautiful colors. I arranged them the other day in the colors of the rainbow. They were red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. They were all there. And they were all there. Ours have no artificial colors, no additives, no binders, no fillers, just an ultrafine powder in a small, easy-to-swallow capsule. You could read all the reviews, and there are thousands, and they'll all talk about how mild it is and how it, even though they had problems in the past with other multivitamins, they had no problem with ours. And no other multivitamin contains zeaxanthin for eye health. Most of them contain trace amounts of lutein or lycopene. Most of them don't even contain them, but if they do, it's trace amounts. None of them contain gamma-tocopherol. Ours contains the most protective form of vitamin E. Again, ours contains the most active form and a protected form of B12, the natural coenzyme form. None of the other leading brands do that. So there's no comparison in terms of quality of ingredients, in terms of amount of ingredients. We actually give you more of what you need and what you want. So it really is an easy decision when it comes to that basic nutritional insurance, essential one. There's no other multivitamin like it.
We're all trying to make the best decisions possible, and the only way we make good decisions is with good information. And I know that's what Andrew relishes being on television for, to being able to impart this information in a way that allows us to make our own decision. The thing is, no matter what I say or Andrew says, the facts speak for themselves. And Andrew, your core principle has always been to deliver the very best product.
That's because we make it ourselves. We have no obstacles to making the very best products. When most companies that are selling things at retail and retail stores, in fact, the largest vitamin brands in America aren't the brands that you might be familiar with. They're the brands that carry the names of the retail stores, whether it's retail discount chains, or whether it's a retail grocery chain, or whether it's a retail drug chain. And those folks obviously don't make vitamins. They hire companies to make vitamins for them. They put it out for bid to contract manufacturers. So there isn't an incentive to dig deeply into the science. In their mind, there's an incentive to make you think that all vitamins are created equal.
Right.
So the cheapest stuff is the best stuff. But obviously that's not true. Even when it comes to vitamin E, there's huge differentiation. Between B12, huge differentiation. Between vitamin C, there's forms of vitamin C that will cause upset stomach. There's forms that will not. So when you look at these things, dosage form, swallowing a tablet will be unpleasant. It will have a high likelihood of upsetting your stomach. It brings with it all sorts of unnecessary additives and other chemicals. Most of these tableted vitamins contain sugar because they want it to be sweet in your mouth. So they coat it with things like sugar. So if you really sort of peel back layers of the onion, you learn more and more that all vitamins are not created equal. Our vitamins are objectively superior in terms of their purity, in terms of the choice of ingredients, and that's just very simple. And that's what I've been doing on television, it's hard to believe, for almost 30 years, and since I started my company 39 years ago, my job is basically to try and provide information about the science, because it's in the interests of all the others out in the marketplace to not have you informed. Because if you are informed, you'd know better than to choose their products, unfortunately.
You know, I think some of us are very trusting, some of us are very skeptical. I'm a little bit
Skeptical is good.
Skeptical is good?
When it comes to our health, it's good to not cross over into cynical.
Right.
But skeptical is good. You deserve answers. You deserve to understand why and how a product will work for you and why it might be superior to another product. You deserve to know that, and that's what I spend most of my time I endeavor to do when I'm up here.
And all I would ask of you at this final show of the visit, and Andrew's not returning, I don't believe, for
3 months, more than 3 months.
Three months from now. I'd love for you to get started on your Essential One. If this is maybe your first introduction to Andrew's brand, it's the best introduction. It's to take one pill daily that absolutely gives you that kick of confidence, because you're getting and giving your body the things it needs.
And it's like getting a separate vitamin D and a separate B12, which are the two most important separates that I think people can consider. And ours are unlike anyone else's in the market. But there were I have a whole bunch of questions here, hundreds of questions, and I'll answer them as we walk over to the next set. One of them is a question whether we'll start doing products with CBD oil. And since many states in the U.S. have now legalized marijuana.
Yes.
But unfortunately, CBD is derived from the plant, although it doesn't contain any of its psychotropic properties or sort of hallucinogenic properties. And many people are considering that for pain relief or for whatever other benefits they might be considering CBD. Unfortunately, the way the federal government and the laws are still oriented, it would not be a product that could be nationally distributed, even if there was objective science that it was something beneficial to be provided in a nutritional supplement. We wouldn't be in any position to offer that. So we can't do that. We won't be doing that for the foreseeable future.
Good question, though.
Someone asked a very good question, because I often fast. So they were asking about what do they do with their supplements when they're fasting.
Great question.
And because our supplements are so easy to absorb, and you could take the powder, you could open up the capsules and sprinkle it in some juice or something that you might be drinking, or even just water or tea. When I fast, I still drink tea and water or broth. So you could do that. If it's omega-3s, our products, because of their nature, they're soluble, they don't upset your stomach. Certainly, dietary supplements are best absorbed in the presence of food, but there's no reason you can't take these on an empty stomach. They won't upset your stomach. So that's at least what I do. There were a couple of questions I got here about, and I'll answer them because I see them all the time, and it's the fault of my industry, and it's actually something it's sort of shameful.
Tell me.
It's asking me about products about male enhancement and male performance and things like that. And there's no such thing as a dietary supplement that does that. And the minute someone should ask you that question, you just should, or should be promoting a product like that, you should just know that it's nonsense. It's silliness.
How are they allowed to sell it, Andrew?
I think they get away with it until they get stopped, or they try to make claims that are not really drug claims and things. But certainly, you know, our are whatever we're born with, that's what we're born with, and taking no dietary supplement is going to make us taller or going to change our anatomy. So it's just silly, and I feel like so often, whether it's magic weight loss pills or whatever it might be, there used to be pills that were dietary supplements that were on the market that were for female enhancement, for growing bust size. And I'm not sure if you remember them, about 15 or 20 years ago. And I oftentimes find myself on air apologizing for what people in the industry might do, because all it does is detract from the industry as a whole.
Right.
I mean, you often hear that dietary supplements don't have to be approved. If they don't have to be approved, I'm not sure why FDA visits my facilities often and inspects us. If I was making over-the-counter drugs in my facility, there'd be no more inspections than we have now. There are only specific ingredients that are allowed to be in a dietary supplement that are approved, and no others others outside that are prohibited. So just as drugs can use certain limited substances in their products, the same with dietary supplements. And then we have to be subject to good manufacturing standards and things like that. So actually the industry is rather heavily regulated. What isn't heavily regulated, and people get caught after the fact, unfortunately, is when people make crazy claims, like claims for enhancement of this or that. Or magical weight loss, whether it was green coffee bean extract or raspberry ketone, that people spent billions of dollars on a whole long list of products for weight loss that were just nonsense.
Well, there's no easy way to segue male enhancement to omega-3s, but I'm going to try and do it, Andrew. The reality is...
Well, those were fishy products.
There it is! That's what I was going to say!
And this is not a fishy product. This is our omega-3 fish oil. I'm blushing now.
So am I.
And this will not have any fishy aftertaste. It won't upset your stomach. So on that note.
That's just what I was going to say. Just while we compose ourselves, omega-3 is something that I wrote down here because it's so important. When you talk about eye brain, you talk about heart health, omega-3s from Andrew are quite simply one of his biggest and best sellers with 2,700 five-star reviews. People love it. This is a different omega product to the omega product you have probably been taking and consuming in the past. Andrew, what is the major difference between this and the other brand leaders?
Well, the first thing is this is oriented not just to the science of omega-3s, which I think, well, most supplements on the market don't even contemplate, but also most supplements on the market really don't contemplate your experience. So it's oriented, yes, toward benefit in terms of the science that surrounds omega-3s, and also in terms of being easy to swallow. So it's a smaller capsule that delivers more than the big capsules. Also, the balance of omega-3s, focusing on DHA over EPA. It's more important. It's the focus in nature, but it's not the focus in the industry. So we have to do something different than the rest of the industry to create this product to literally follow Mother Nature. Most omega-3 supplements deliver their omega-3s in a synthetic form. Ours is a natural form. And they don't declare that on their label. Ours is a triglyceride form. Theirs is an ethyl ester form. Ours focuses on DHA. Theirs focuses on EPA. So there's lots of differences. And then in terms of experience, this will be easier to swallow. It will never upset your stomach. There will never be a fishy aftertaste. Not reduced fishy taste. There will never be a fishy aftertaste. So it's completely unique in the marketplace. It's also environmentally, sustainably harvested. So we do this all responsibly compared, and this is going to be the last, it's a monthly special. So this will be the last time we'll be talking about it for the month, because I leave for 3 months.
This is it. This is the last time to see Andrew. Certainly talking about omega-3s. Andrew says it, and we can't say it enough. There are no fishy aftertastes. Final words over here, Andrew. Any questions? From anybody?
No, I was just looking at some good questions. I'm just reading these great questions. Someone was saying that I spend a lot of time in Colorado, which is their home state.
Oh.
I love running trails in Colorado, mountain biking. That's my favorite thing to do. Would I do any scheduled events and promote healthy activities and things like that? That's sort of an interesting question. I've always... I look at my products as being the most important thing that I do, not me. So to the extent that I could provide important information, then it would be fun to schedule events and things like that. But my focus has always been on if I have something important to say, it's important to share information about the power of healthy diet, the power of healthy lifestyle, and the importance of intelligent, informed, ethical supplementation. When it comes to supplements, less is more. Knowing what you're taking and knowing why you're using it is critically important, which is why I spend so much time trying to explain the minutia on each and every product I make.
Have you considered doing a podcast?
Yes, I have. And it's probably, well, I think what I'd like to do more than podcasts is I just would like to, in fact, because I'm not going to be here now for 3 months, we've been busy the last couple of years, I'll get a little 3-month window. I'll want to do videos. I think the most important thing I could do are videos where we'll have question and answer, where we could do some live online chats. I think that's the most important thing I do, is answer questions and provide information. And as I've said, yes, we make what are objectively the best supplements in the world, and we constantly try to make them better. But a supplement is only as good as the information you get surrounding that decision to try it. That's what's most important.
Well, we're going to spend a few moments talking about CoQ10, which I know for a lot of us is a vitamin supplement that we have purchased in the past, maybe a supplement that a lot of us rely upon. Again, the same foundational story regarding Andrew's CoQ10 versus others. It's different. The principle, the foundation, the science behind it.
And CoQ10, just so everyone knows, this would be a good time to say reorder, but in October, this is going to be our Today Special.
Okay.
We're going to come back with CoQ10 as our Today Special in October. But I thought, because we're talking about what are the first products that people tend to gravitate toward? Where do you start? Certainly Essential One is where you start.
Yes.
Omega-3s, because they are essential. Your body can't make them, so they're like a vitamin or mineral in that respect. That's the next place to go. We don't tend to get them in meaningful quantities on our diet. And certainly, CoQ10, even though our body can make small amounts of it, it functions exactly like a vitamin in our body. And if our body couldn't make it, it would be, without question, the most important vitamin by far, because of the role that it possesses in our body. As we get older, our body makes less and less. Our requirements increase. So it becomes very important to supplement. And it's one of those ingredients that when you supplement, you tend to see and notice a difference. I'm often asked about ubiquinol versus ubiquinone. This is ubiquinone. Ubiquinol is a form that's been heavily promoted by the company that makes it, and it's very, very expensive. It's about, I think it's about 4 or 5 times more expensive than CoQ10. We have ubiquinol. I'm contemplating making it go away because I look at it as a bad investment. You could purchase 5 times as much CoQ10 ubiquinone for the price of 1/5 as much ubiquinol. It's just not a good investment. Most of the science, most of the research, not most, probably over 90% is on ubiquinone. So I'd rather see you invest less and get more by investing in CoQ10. And when you look at the reviews on this product, they're virtually perfect. So it's a very sound investment as well.
Andrew, how much of your time is taken up with continuing research into developing and evolving your current product line?
I would say that every week I must spend at least 25 to 30 hours reading the science at a minimum.
Wow.
I would estimate at a minimum. And it's sort of my leisure reading. When I like to do a lot of leisure reading, but when I do leisure reading, I do it when I exercise.
Right.
So I usually exercise 1 or 2 hours a day. So that's when I listen to books. I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
But I only listen to audiobooks in French.
Do you really?
And I annoy Muriel because I listen to them at 1.5 speed. So I listen to them fast so I get more book. So it also forces me to be better with my French. But that's so for me, when I'm reading, I'm reading the science. It's part of my job. It's what I'm passionate about. I love reading the science. And that's what fuels the constantly evolving products, is that because we're always paying attention to the science, we don't decide, it's not a good marketing decision to make this change now. We just printed new labels. I don't care. If we could make the product better, we throw away the labels, we start from scratch, and we make a new product for you.
I told you he was the smartest gentleman I know. We're going to head over this way. You listen at 1.5 speed? In French, Andrew?
Well, I think a lot of people listen to books on tape at faster than normal speed.
Yeah, but not in French.
Well, I now speak French pretty much the same as English.
Wow.
So, well, well, Bill and I pretty much only speak French at home.
It's wonderful.
And one of the best things, I'm always asked another thing, magic pills for avoiding senile dementia, magic pills for avoiding Alzheimer's. The magic for avoiding, say, dementia or Alzheimer's, maintaining our faculties. The magic is, I mean, hopefully we were blessed with good genes, hopefully we've had a healthy lifestyle along the way. And of course, life is a bit of a numbers game, so we try to stack the deck in our favor. And the science and research I'm reading talks constantly about just staying active. Physically active is great, even if it's just walking. Staying physically active is great. The more physically active, the better. Of course, having that healthy diet, rich in healthy fats, is a wonderful thing. Not smoking, a wonderful thing. And it's so incredibly important to keep our brain stimulated. Our brain tends to, what's the word from Alice in Wonderland? We tend to go down the rabbit hole a lot. We get caught in these loops of worry. What I always kind of tell people, just like I say it's great to meditate, to take whatever, it's 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, a half hour, once or twice a day to meditate, to calm your brain. It's great. If you worry too much, usually we worry all the time and constantly invading our thoughts. Schedule your worry. Just decide,
I like that.
Just decide, okay, this time every day, I'm giving myself 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a half hour. That's going to be my worry. I'm going to get it out of my way, and that's what I'm going to do. But avoiding ruminating on negative things, avoiding those negative thoughts about the future, negative thoughts about the past, and kind of staying present. And also scheduling that worry time also for the brain. And I know I'm digressing and not talking about ultimate eye.
I love it.
But I'm talking about things that are very important to me, because maintaining my mental faculties means I get to do this for a very long life, because I can't do this job without retaining them. But it's incredibly important and beneficial to keep your brain stimulated in a positive way. Gratitude. Thoughts of gratitude. If you want to look at the secretion of healthy chemicals in your body, have thoughts of gratitude. Thoughts of gratitude are wonderful things. So that's a great thing. Learn a new language. Stimulate your brain in that fashion, in a fashion that we normally only stimulate it when we're very young. That's supposedly the only time we really have great faculties to learn a language. I'm proof of the fact that you could learn a language later in life, because my French is just as easy to me as my English. So when I speak French in France, and then I start speaking English, the folks in France ask me, where did I ever learn to speak English like that?
What a compliment.
So we could all surprise ourselves, learn a musical instrument, piano, guitar, whatever it might be. So just because we're getting older, I'm getting older, we're all getting older, I've been doing this on television for almost 30 years, I'm not as young as I used to be, it doesn't mean we've abdicated, we've given up learning to the young. We still can add value to our own lives and other people's lives, and the way to avoid losing our faculties isn't by worrying about whether we're losing them if we can't remember this or that. It's by stimulating ourselves. It's going to be what it's going to be, but it's going to be better if we manage to stimulate ourselves intellectually, creatively, and otherwise, and stay physically active.
I love this, and we're going to continue to thread this conversation throughout the next hour and a half. We really are. It's important. This is our time with Andrew. You know, Andrew's here every couple of months or so, but for the Monday night show,
every 3 months.
Every 3 months, we get a chance to kind of go a little bit further. I know a lot of you do have questions, and we will get to them, I promise.
And this is we've already, I think we'll end up moving on from our ultimate eye. Ultimate eye is important in the summer because as much as I was sort of saying that life is often full of sort of two-edged swords, there's an expression in French, une médaille. A medal has two faces to it, or it's two sides, or like two sides of a coin, two sides of a sword. They also have the one with the sword also in French, deux tranches. But it's funny because I speak French mostly with Muriel. When I speak English, the French kind of goes to my mind at the same time. But ultimate eye is really our protection from something that we look at as our friend. The sun. The sun is the energy and the source behind everything that we live on this planet. The energy of existence on this planet originates with the sun. But at the same time, we know we must wear sunscreen. We know we must wear sunglasses. The sun is the enemy in the summer of our healthy eyes because the radiation that the sun emanates is damaging to our eyes. So lutein and zeaxanthin in this product, the other protective compounds in this product can help protect us during this time of year. So it's the one time of year when I tend to emphasize this product.
And there's a lot, if you do get a chance to read the reviews online, it really is quite extraordinary. People talking about sharpness of vision, a lot of people talking about eye fatigue. We live in a day and an age where we are all glued to our phones and our tablets, and that can't be very good for our eyes.
Well, the validation of the fact that it's an important consideration. If you look, I know my mobile phone, and if you look at most mobile phones, and you look at if you go to the section that deals with your display, there's a display setting that's a blue light filter.
Right.
That allows you, and I suspect there's a blue light filter on that iPad, that allows you to reduce the blue light that's originating from that device, and if you're looking at it, it's emanating into your eyes. So again, it's just something we need to be aware of. Lutein and zeaxanthin, it originated long before we created mobile devices and started increasing the radiation exposure that we might have in our eyes, but it's something that helps us in terms of accommodation and dealing with those challenges that we all face.
Any final words before Ultimate Eye, before we move on?
Just, it's the last time at monthly special pricing, and it will not be at better pricing than this until April of 2019. So about 9 months from now, when it will be a Today Special again. We try to schedule our Today Specials so everyone could schedule their savings.
Right.
So you purchase products at special purchase pricing when I'm here, birthday pricing, or Today Special pricing.
So on this one, I will just go over them real fast because this is obviously your last chance with July special savings to order Ultimate Eye. I can't recommend this product enough. It's a wonderful, wonderful product, and it is not typically this inexpensive. Most people choose the 360 caps, which would typically retail for $159.90. If you order today with Andrew's final day of the visit, you save $50. I've often asked Andrew if it's ever too late to start taking Ultimate Eye, and he says no. The potency and the quality of this product, again, easy on the stomach. It's not a hard tablet. It's a very fine powder. This is something that can really have an impact, quality of life.
This is a fun one. I'll just open it quickly, because when you make products without additives, and the products are 100% pure, you really get a sense for what's in the product. And if you look at that product, what does it look like? It kind of looks kind of purplish.
It does.
But it looks like there's yellow specks in it. Looks like those yellow specks are additives or something.
Right.
The yellow specks are lutein and zeaxanthin, the same yellow that makes your macula lutea a yellow spot, the macula of your eye. The purple are the berries that are healthy for the circulation, also protect night vision, support the regeneration of the visual purple portion of our retina. So it gives you insights. All of our products are pure. So if you open any of our two-piece capsules, those ultrafine powders, they're pure.
Right.
So you get to see exactly, there's no binders or fillers or other things added at all.
Pure is better. That's the message.
Object, well, if you're putting it in your body, yes.
The purer the better.
I would think that no one, when you look at a typical multivitamin or typical supplements with binders and wax and glues and things like that and colors, if we went to our favorite restaurant, even a fast food restaurant, and there was all sorts of crazy colors and additives thrown in, we'd be a little disturbed. We'd send it back. But and it's bizarre that health products, that these dietary supplements are made containing ingredients that no one would consider as being healthy ingredients or additives.
Well, we're going to move on to something which I know always creates a buzz and a stir and gets a great reaction.
This will be very, very quick. Just because it was our Today Special a week ago.
Yep.
And just because we're talking about where people go in terms of moving into our products, Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails is one of the first products people try, or one of the first products they add to our multivitamin. It has exceptional levels of biotin. It also offers other nutrients that support the growth of our hair, skin, and nails. On the bottom of the screen is marine collagen peptides. That was our Today Special yesterday. So I'm sure most people had an opportunity and took advantage of the Today Special pricing, but there's birthday pricing at least right now. So this is, in terms of foundational beauty, the Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails is really the machinery and it's really the tools to build and grow these tissues. The marine collagen peptides that you see at the bottom of the screen, that's the structural components that really is the extracellular matrix, the integrating components in our body. So they're two products that I spoke about at length yesterday and a week ago yesterday, but they're the two really most important ways to approach inner beauty. And when it comes to beauty, it all begins on the inside. Once we see the tissues on the outside, they've already been made, they've already been created, they're already, unfortunately, deceased.
Bernadette says, I learned so much from Andrew, thank you. And folks, just so you know that if you're watching us on our Facebook live stream right now, you can actually interact with Andrew and I and also the team from ProCaps. So Andrew's team is on standby and are there to help answer any questions you may have, which is wonderful.
And by the way, someone was asking if they could use our B12 for vegan. And if you're taking our B12, you could just open the capsule and you could empty, and that would be fine. And it's interesting. A lot of times I'm asked questions about veggie caps or not. Some products will use a, quote, a veggie cap. It's not really a veggie cap. They're made from hydroxypropyl methylcellulose, which is a product basically of kind of the pulping industry. What I like about it, for certain ingredients, it resists availability in the stomach a little bit longer than gelatin. Gelatin is actually, it is the best in terms of delivering nutrients reliably. And it's also the most affordable way to deliver it in everyone's interest here. So we choose which capsule is going to be best depending on the product. So, and that's always our goal, is making sure that we make the product that's going to be best for you and most effective for you.
Everything is so well thought out. And for anybody that has ever watched us while we're at Andrew's facility in Henderson, Nevada, it really is an experience to see it.
And someone was asking about, we should probably move on, because we talked about this, about leg cramps. And I see about restless leg or leg cramps or swelling of the veins in the leg and things like that. We'll be talking about circulation and vein support for healthy legs, I think a little bit later in the next hour. So that's going to be coming up a little bit later, but that's something that very specifically addresses those issues. Again, not a drug, not a medicine, but a product that naturally addresses those issues.
Andrew, you talk a lot about, as you mentioned, Colorado, you mentioned being active. Something happened there. Probably somebody else dropped another iPad. But one of the keys to that is maintaining the flexibility. Obviously, your joints. This is something that you have developed to help all of us.
Well, glucosamine and chondroitin, we've been doing glucosamine and chondroitin since 1979, long before any other company was doing so.
Gosh.
And the key to doing it, obviously there's now hundreds, if not thousands, there's obviously thousands of glucosamine and chondroitin, probably tens of thousands out there. Again, most of them not made by the company that's selling them, made by contract manufacturers. And the moment you get into that world of contract manufacture, what generally happens, people are just trying to make the cheapest product possible. So they reach for something called glucosamine hydrochloride, which is a cheaper form of glucosamine, but it's not the form of glucosamine that follows the science. So the most important attribute or aspect of a glucosamine product is the proper form, the sulfate form. Most chondroitin is the sodium salt, not good if you're watching your blood pressure and sodium intake. Also, glucosamine hydrochloride, hydrochloride is hydrochloric acid. It could increase acidity. Most of us don't want to be consuming something that's increasing acidity, especially when you put it in a tableted form that can be hard to swallow and disintegrate slowly. So it's not the best form in terms of consuming it and being gentle to your stomach. Ours is. It's, again, an ultrafine powder in a capsule, which I'll open one quickly here, as we see there. Small capsule. And that's basically all of my products. They kind of all look the same. They're all an ultrafine powder in a capsule. They don't have additional additives in that product. What you're looking at there is you're looking at glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin sulfate. That's it.
So when we talk about the tablets, the rocks, as it were, is that cheaper to manufacture like that?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, much cheaper. I could manufacture tablets for less than it costs me to purchase empty capsules.
Oh, my goodness.
And then in our case, when we're putting material in empty capsules, what every other company does that fills capsules, they make sure that they have other ingredients, other excipients in there. that make the capsules, makes that powder flow more readily into the capsule. And then when the powder enters the capsule, it lubricates the two halves of the capsule so they go together more gently, more easily.
Right.
We don't have the luxury of doing that because we don't use additives. So we have to figure out, that's one of the reasons why we're found in Henderson, Nevada, at altitude in Henderson, Nevada, because the dry environment there means that powders behave better. Humidity makes powders behave not so well. So I moved my company from Santa Monica to Henderson, Nevada to ensure that we could make all of the products that you want and make them without any manufacturing additives, no lubricants or flowing agents.
Andrew, we have a question from Donna asking if we're going to open a capsule for the Healthy Eye supplement. I don't know if that's possible.
That's what we just did. That was the one that we opened a moment ago.
Oh,
that
fantastic.
That was purple and yellow.
Oh, yes, it was,
of course.
Exactly
what they did.
So we
need
did,
to take the memory product.
So. I'm a little embarrassed right now.
No,
we did just do this 30 seconds ago.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just 5 minutes behind, Andrew. That's how I work.
It's a tape delay.
That's my excuse.
You're on tape delay, yes.
Jen says, Jen talks about how all your caps can be opened except the Omegas, correct?
Yes, the Omega. Well, you could open the Omegas. I mean, just as some folks will open the phytoceramides capsule.
Right.
The phytoceramides phytoceramides work internally by moisturizing. That's how they work in our skin. But they have an emollient effect on the outside. Just as some people will open our vitamin E, our tocotrienol capsule, if they say get a burn on their skin or something like that. You could open it, you could prick it with a pin, then you could squeeze the capsule and a little bit of the contents will flow out. Also, someone was asking, because the phytoceramides are derived from wheat, they're asking how could it possibly be gluten-free?
Right.
And that's very easily. You just make sure that you're not using the fraction of the wheat that contains gluten. So it's very easy to do that. It's very easy to make a product line, and all of our products, even our wheatgrass in our green foods product, our green foods formula, that formula, we have wheatgrass in there and barley grass in there, but it's gluten-free. And again, for something to be considered gluten-free, I think the standard is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 20 parts per million, which is an extremely low level. In fact, most oatmeal and oat bran in America isn't gluten-free. Ours is, but most isn't gluten-free because it's just secondary contamination from transport and shipping and warehouses that it gets above 20 parts per million because oats obviously don't contain gluten. So it's just fascinating. So we make sure, because that's one of the most common questions we're asked, we make sure that the only allergen you might find in a product is something that obviously is there. If it's a fish oil product, it contains fish. It's derived from fish. So there's absolutely no gluten in any of the products I make.
We're going to head over this way to our next item. Andrew, you mentioned turmeric. I'm sorry, no, you didn't. Not yet. Sorry, you mentioned fasting. Again, I'm ahead of myself.
I'm someone who I often intermittently fast, which means oftentimes I'll eat my last meal early in the evening, and I won't eat my next meal until early in the afternoon.
Why?
I think that the human condition is best served in all the physiologic and biochemical research I read, that it's part of a normal human state that we go through periods of not being constantly fed, that we shouldn't be running around with our tank constantly full. One of the things I've always said when I'm asked what I do to make Lincoln a healthy dog, my dog, I said, and I say I define a healthy dog by the fact that a healthy dog is at its optimum weight. So they're relatively thin, they're active, of course, and kind of like a human, relatively thin, active, and then what I often say is hungry. That dog, when that dog eats their meal, they should be hungry. So you don't want your dog overfed, and all of us, we overfeed ourselves, we overfeed our dogs. So I intermittently fast. I probably do that at least 2 or 3 days a week. I intermittently fast. And then about 1 day a week, I do a full fast where I'll go 1 full day without eating. 1 day a week, 1 day every 2 weeks. And that's just something I've always done that. I've done that since I was young. It also gives me a much greater appreciation for how much I enjoy food. Not like I needed to learn how to appreciate food. I inherited that from from my mother, if she's watching. So I love food. And, but I think for me, it's also a form of restraint and discipline. And if you look at most cultures where people have the greatest longevity, they don't overeat and they go through periods of reduced food consumption. So it's something that as a human being, it's part of our defining genetics is we function best when we're a bit hungry.
This is fascinating. So Andrew, in terms of being in a state of fasting, is there any way, I mean, when you get hungry, let's say we wanted to follow suit and try something like this for our own well-being. When you do feel hungry, what would you do?
Well, first of all, you only do this if you first get this cleared by your doctor in terms of whether it's intermittent fasting. And what I was talking about before is sometimes 16-8, where you eat all your food in an 8-hour period during the day. Say it's between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., or it might be noon to 8 p.m., and then you go from 8 p.m. till noon the next day. So it's not like a really rigorous fasting. We don't eat when we sleep anyhow, so that's kind of easy if you do that kind of intermittent fasting. More lengthy fasting, you kind of work up to. And that's something I think, again, you get cleared with your doctor before you do it. And there's all sorts of different schools of thought, so I tend to be non-dogmatic about these things. What works best for everyone is what makes you feel best. But ultimately, we want to consume healthy foods. We want to consume less of them. We want to consume healthy fats. We want to remain active, and we should try to approximate our healthy weight, our ideal healthy weight.
Well, I've never been shy about admitting it, but I want to be just like Andrew because I'm certain he's going to live forever. Well, hence the reason I ask.
No, I know I'm not going to live forever, but as long as I'm around, I want to be able to live as well as possible.
That's the right answer.
So, and it's something that I've, they always say, what is it? There's so many old sayings, let food be thy medicine. If I knew I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself. Right. God takes care of those who take care of themselves. So,
well, with that in mind, we do want to just talk a moment about turmeric. While we're here.
Just quickly, the highlight on turmeric is it's gotten a lot of press. It's very exciting. I see turmeric juice everywhere. That turmeric, in order to be well absorbed, there's only 2 methodologies I've seen for enhancing the absorption of turmeric. Otherwise, it's really poorly absorbed. And one method is, as they've done for centuries or thousands of years in Asia and India, is by cooking with it and using it. When you cook it with fat, it complexes with fat, it's easily absorbed, much better absorbed. Another method used by other supplements is they use black pepper extract, which can also influence the absorption of drugs or other substances, which is a little unpredictable for my taste. And I think it sort of takes advantage of or bypasses our natural ways to absorb turmeric. So we've gone with, I think, the natural method. We simply complex it with fat, a healthy fat, the phospholipid that's predominant in your brain and liver, phosphatidylcholine. So that's why ours delivers not just turmeric, but turmeric that you can absorb and that you could use and that you can benefit from.
We're going to head over this way. Just one quick question. This is from Kathleen. Kathleen's asking, interestingly, do you take your supplements on an empty stomach?
I do not. I typically take my supplements when I eat. Most supplement companies will tell you to do that because they know if you don't do that, you'll suffer from a horrible upset stomach. I could take a handful of my products on an empty stomach without problem. But the way our digestive system works, when you eat food, your digestive system goes into a mode that it makes it most receptive to absorbing the nutrients you deliver. So it's just good common sense to deliver those nutrients with food. So our products are gentle to the stomach, even if the stomach is empty, but I always recommend them being introduced with food.
Let's move on to phosphatidylcholine, which is always a fun one to say. Liver and brain benefits.
And what's interesting, the phospholipid that we use to complex our turmeric, we use a small amount, only a few milligrams, but that's exactly what we use to make our turmeric more bioavailable. As far as the most straightforward ingredient for our liver, for our brain, this would be it. This would be the foundational, just as calcium is important for your bones. Phosphatidylcholine is the predominant phospholipid in our brain and in our liver. And what's often talked about with phosphatidylcholine, it's one of the first ingredients that on air, when I talked about kind of a functional claim in terms of something that supports us in the face of those normal age-related changes in memory and concentration, mental acuity. It's not a product, and it disturbs me when supplement companies give the impression that their products or ingredients can do something that might relate to senile dementia or Alzheimer's disease. That's just silliness. It's nonsense. What we can do with our diet, what we can do with supplementation, is we can benefit these systems just as a healthy diet supports them. And there's one thing that doctors will not disagree about, that the most powerful thing we do over the course of our lifetime in terms of reducing our risk of all the diseases we fear, it's our diet. That's the keys to our kingdom, and it's never too late. So that's why I always emphasize Muriel's cookbooks, because changing how we eat really is an opportunity to have a profound impact on how we feel, how our heart functions today, how it will function in the future, and how our brain will function in the future.
Andrew, what does a typical breakfast look like for you?
The typical breakfast for me, it can vary, but my typical breakfast, when I'm not doing intermittent fasting, it will be oatmeal, or it will be berries. I don't like to consume a lot of sugar, so berries are relatively low in sugar. So I typically do oat bran or oatmeal. I think I prefer oat bran lately over oatmeal. Berries, I'll often do a smoothie. So I'll put a bunch of berries in the blender. I use water. I put protein powder in, usually a banana or a little bit of pineapple, because pineapple has digestive enzymes in it. So that's kind of my typical breakfast, is usually not calorically dense, but very nutrient dense. And that's how I try to eat throughout the day.
So not a particularly heavy breakfast.
No, and I tend to, and now again, my breakfast and lunch tend to be plant-based.
Okay.
And if I'm eating animal protein, it tends to be a dinner. So I've shifted my diet around over the years, if you watched what I talked about over the years, but I'm such a big fan. One of my favorite, when I'm hungry throughout the day, is I'll just grab a teaspoon of pecan butter, or pure pecan butter, or almond butter, or walnut butter. Great healthy fats, great source of protein, good source of fiber. For me, those are just delicious. They're calorically dense, so it doesn't take much to give you a sense of being filling. And sometimes if I'm in a hurry leaving the gym, I'll have a couple of tablespoons of pecan butter, and that will kind of double as my little breakfast, and I'll go work out quickly in the morning.
Well, folks, if you want to order the PC Liver and Brain, it is available right now. Our producer Steve is telling me, and yeah, it's important to mention our liver antioxidants.
If you want to do a liver cleanse, and a lot of folks too about doing a digestive colon cleanse and liver cleanse, the two products, PC, because that's the structural molecule, phosphatidylcholine of our liver, and then our liver antioxidant extracts, which is basically three plant-based extracts. It has turmeric is one of them, of course. We were just talking about turmeric a moment ago. So turmeric is one, milk thistle is the other, the most important, standardized for silymarin, and then artichoke extracts, and that's standardized for cynarin. So those are the three most important botanicals in terms of supporting the incredible capacity of the liver to actually regenerate its tissue. So
we're going to head over. I think are we done with this one? And I think we have a call as well. Andrew, after you, sir.
Sure.
We have a lot of people queuing in. Sybil takes 22 of your vitamins every morning, Andrew.
That's incredible.
Isn't that
that's
wonderful?
Incredible.
Okay, we do want to talk about a supplement that a lot of people want to know about, Cholesterol.
And Cholesterol, there are, fortunately or unfortunately, cholesterol is heavily emphasized in terms of its role in cardiovascular disease.
Right.
I think it's overemphasized, and part of the reason I think it's overemphasized is because a drug industry that is, that I think does at least tens of billions of dollars of sales. I think the worldwide sales of cholesterol-lowering drugs have got to be $40, $50 billion a year or more, bigger than the entire supplement industry. So I think that makes cholesterol a little bit more important than it is, and certainly is part of the equation in cardiovascular risk, but there are some very straightforward things in terms of cardiovascular risk, such as managing our blood pressure, managing our blood sugar, managing our body weight. Something simple in terms of a man, in terms of the ratio of our waist measurement to our measurement around our chest. That's, I think, a more predictive index of cardiovascular risk even than looking at cholesterol. So certainly as a man, you just don't want to be having your weight around the middle. So there's a lot of things we could look at, and unfortunately it's a very large drug industry, a very powerful and influential drug industry that is promoting their wares in terms of lowering cholesterol. This product could work alongside those drugs. It's effective on its own as well. And it gives rise to a significant reduction in total and LDL cholesterol level, and it helps reduce cardiovascular heart disease. So it's a product that I think in the context of what our mentality is, most people don't believe that it can actually do what it does, but we couldn't talk about the role it could play in helping to reduce the risk of heart disease or lowering total and LDL cholesterol. We couldn't talk about that in this fashion unless the Food and Drug Administration permitted an independent claim for this ingredient, which they do. And they do permit that claim because it's perfectly safe and it's been proven effective to lower total and LDL cholesterol.
I want to ask my producer, Steve. Steve, are you saying there's a call? Because if there is, I can't see it. Cindy in New York. Cindy, welcome to the Monday Night Show. Thank you for being patient with us. Cindy, say hi to Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, Adam.
Hi.
How are you, Cindy?
I love you guys. Everybody at HSN is awesome. What I'm calling for is I wanted to compliment Andrew on all his products.
Thank you.
I've ordered everything this past weekend and the weekend before. I've got like 30 bottles here of the vitamins.
So great.
Now, I will mention,
Yes.
I have a testimony here, but I want to share with you guys. I went to the eye doctors back in May.
Right.
My vision used to be 20/80. Now it's 20/50.
Wow.
I take the eye support. I went to the doctors today. My vision's 20/40 now.
Oh,
that's
my
incredible.
goodness.
And of course, you probably know what I'm going to say. We can't claim that taking the supplements, certainly ingredients
Right.
that support the health of your eye, but the changes in vision, it can't necessarily be attributed to our products. Certainly, those ingredients can improve the sharpness of vision. They're ingredients that protect the macular region of the retina, the retina of eye in terms of exposure to UV radiation and blue light, and they're concentrated there. But that's great to hear. But it's something that I really can't take credit for. As much as I'd like to, I really can't take credit for that.
Cindy?
Gosh, I have no aches or pains.
That's great.
I'm free of pain.
Well, that's great.
I take 2 scoops a day. Now, I had one quick question
Sure.
for you guys. Since I'm taking all these vitamins daily, which ones can I open and dilute in water or milk? I know you had a few on that I ordered. The greens, I ordered that one. I saw you yesterday do a sample with that.
Right. It depends on